In Adobe Illustrator there are several ways of creating shapes, and one of the ways you can do it is either to draw it out with a pen. You can draw it out with the pencil, you can use the new blob brush to build up a shape, or you can combine other existing shapes and elements to make up a compound path. So we're going to look at a few different options because Illustrator CS5 introduced the new Shapebuilder tool. That makes life a lot faster and a lot more intuitive, for me certainly, but previous versions have got the Pathfinder Palette, which we can see over here. You can get to that by going up to the window menu and coming down to Pathfinder if it's not already showing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with a simple rectangle. I've got the rectangle tool selected, and as you can see I could have just pressed M on the keyboard to bring that up. So I'm going to draw my basic rectangle. That's coloured purple, or this colour cerise I guess at the moment. I'm going to press the Command key just to deselect my shape, and I'm also going to do another little keyboard shortcut. I'm going to hold the Alt key and drag up slightly to create a duplicate of that, which I'm going to recolour. You'll see why I'm recolouring it in a minute. So then I'm going to press E on the keyboard to bring up my free transform tool, and with that selected I'm going to start not doing that. I'm going to start dragging out one corner, press the Command key, press the Alt key and the Shift key just to create this little shape. I'm now going to just bring that up slightly so you can see what I'm doing is building a little house. I'm going to press the M key again and temporarily deselect that. With a different colour now, I'm going to use red for my next one. I'm going to draw a little chimney. There we go. Deselect and a new colour, and we're going to go for blue, and I'm going to now put a little doorway in place. Now I'm doing this really quickly just for the sake of it. As you can see, we've got our different paths here all showing in different colours. So the first thing we need to do, if we're going to join these together to make a single path, what we need to do is have them selected. So I'm going to press V to select the main tool, the main selection tool, and I'm going to use that to lasso a couple of items together. So we have these two paths selected, and using the shape modes I can combine them, I can unite them. Just be aware the one at the top is coloured red, so when I press this they will become a single red path. I'm going to undo that. I could use the minus front tool to cut away the one that was on the top. That gives us a different shape. In fact, it would actually make more sense to select these two for that one if I use the minus front, and that gives us the cutout for our doorway. Deselecting that again. We can also use the Intersect Tool, which what it does, it basically cuts away everything outside of that central section. The what's this one? The Exclude, that one does something very similar. Select on that, it will actually cut away everything except the section that's overlapping. What else have we got? We can also use the pathfinders. So the divide one, when you click on that, it actually cuts it into three distinct and separate areas. So I can, there we are, we have a group now that we've created, and you can see we've got three distinct and separate sections. So I'll undo that. So those are options that are there in the Pathfinder. The new tool I mentioned is called the Shapebuilder, and you can find that by going over here onto the tools, or holding down the Shift and M keys. Before I do that, I'm going to change the colour that I've got currently selected for my fill, and you'll see why in a moment. Let's go over to an orange. Okay. So my front colour now is orange, or my fill colour is orange. Again, the Shapebuilder needs you to have something selected so it knows what shapes to use to build. So I'm going to select all of these. And with the Shapebuilder selected, when I hover over an area, you can see there's this sort of hatched section that shows the area I'm currently hovering over. And what I can do is I can actually draw across sections to combine them. So what that's done is it's used the front colour and taken that for its fill. If I undo that and draw straight down through all of it, we end up with a single path and it's all got the same colour. I'm going to undo that. So you can see that you can combine elements by dragging through them. You can also hold down the Alt or the Option key and cut away, and again cut away. So that's the Shapebuilder tool. I find it much faster. You don't have to work out whether you want to intersect, divide, minus, front, back, whatever. You just use the selection and either drag through or hold down the Alt key and drag through to cut away. That for me is the simplest way of working, and if you've got CS5 onwards, you may well find it's the simplest tool for you too.